Chapter 2. Echoes of the Past. Claire Emerson stared at the worn package on her kitchen table. Rain pinged against the window behind her, the storm from earlier still raging on. The old ribbon around the box was barely holding together, the handwriting on the label smudged. But one name stood out: Marianne Emerson, her mother. Claire's throat tightened. 6 months had passed since her mother died, but they hadn't spoken much for years before that. Now, here was one final memento, a cardboard time capsule from someone who had always been more enthralled by ancient symbols and death rituals than by her own daughter. A single lamp lit the small kitchen. The rest of her apartment was neat, almost sterile, exactly how Claire liked it. She thrived on order, possibly because her childhood had been so chaotic. Her mother's obsession with researching bizarre cults and ancient rites had filled their house with dusty books and cryptic notes. Claire swore she'd never follow that path. But curiosity gnawed at her. She slipped a knife under the ribbon and sliced it loose. Inside was an old manuscript bound together with loose pages. The smell of musty paper and a faint whiff of lavender perfume hit her, the scent her mother used to wear. It felt like a ghostly presence sliding into the room. She hesitated, flipping the cover page. For Claire. I'm sorry. I hope this explains everything. Explains what? Claire whispered, her annoyance sparking. Sorry for ignoring me all my life? Sorry for burying yourself in secrets? She almost shoved the manuscript away, but something about that final apology tugged at her. Instead, she carried it to her living room and set it on a small desk by the window. The first pages were typed, but large chunks of text were crossed out and annotated by hand. Strange symbols decorated the margins. Some pages contained references to arcane practices, things Claire wanted nothing to do with, yet she couldn't stop reading. Her phone buzzed with social media notifications, but she ignored them. Rain thrummed on the window, matching the drumbeat of her anxiety. Immortality myths, secret societies, ritual sacrifices. The further she read, the more she recognized patterns similar to news stories about grisly murders in the city. She'd heard rumors about weird symbols at crime scenes, though she never paid them much mind. Claire flipped another page. Beware the ones who gather in shadow, for they seek to control what cannot be contained. Her hand froze over the paragraph. Her mother had dedicated years to studying these twisted beliefs. Now, was it possible these murders were connected to the same symbols Marianne wrote about? By midnight, she was exhausted, but a jolt of adrenaline kept her awake. She caught a reflection of herself in the window, eyes ringed with tiredness, yet shining with a question she couldn't answer. Why did Mom leave this for me? She closed the manuscript, exhaling shakily. She wanted to pretend none of this mattered. But the memory of her mother's voice telling her bedtime stories of ancient civilizations and hidden cults wouldn't leave her alone. Her mother had always insisted there was more to the world than people wanted to believe. Claire set the manuscript aside, promising herself she'd return to it in the morning, if only to prove to herself that it was just another dead-end hobby of her mother's. Yet deep down, she sensed that this was the start of something she wasn't ready to face. Outside, the storm slammed the window, like it was demanding to be let in.